Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is the weekend, so let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, the 5th of August, International Blues Music Day, National VFR Day, National Sunflower Day, National Summit Day, International Hangover Day, interestingly, the day after National Beer Day. Also, International Traffic Light Day, National Play Outside Day, World Calligraphy Day, that is spelled so nicely, National Disc Golf Day, National Jamaican Patty Day, Mead Day, National Oyster Day, National Work Like a Dog Day, National Underwear Day, and National Mustard Day. We just talked about mustard Skittles. That was a thing we did on Friday. And then the 6th of August, Sunday, National Sisters Day, American Family Day, National Fresh Breath Day, National Root Beer Float Day, National Wiggle Your Toes Day, and Sunday is National Friendship Day. I love that. I've got a guest joining me. Maybe we'll become friends. Nancy Buirski is a documentary filmmaker, and she's got a new film out, Desperate Souls, Dark City, and the Legend of Midnight Cowboy. We'll chat with her all about that coming up.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Turns out that mom and dad were right all along. Watching too much TV is not good for you. A new study that was not needed from New Zealand found that children who watch more television are likely to develop health issues as adults. Researchers say more television viewing time is associated with a higher risk of being overweight or obese and lower physical fitness. Kids who watch a lot of TV were also found to have a higher risk of metabolic syndrome as adults. That involves 3 or more conditions such as high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and high cholesterol levels. Together, they greatly increase the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. The researchers pointed out that television viewing could displace physical activity and reduce sleep quality, and it might also promote consuming more unhealthy foods. These habits are typically things that could persist into adulthood.
How many times has this study been done? Like over and over and over
But,
again.
you know, they probably got a grant, and, there it is. Now we know for sure. Now we know for definitively. That's
until they do it again next time.
Yeah, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that scientists have revived a worm that was frozen 46,000 years ago? A time when woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers still roamed the earth. The roundworm of a previously unknown species survived 40 meters, 131 feet, below the surface in a Siberian permafrost in a dormant state. One of the researchers revived 2 of them by simply rehydrating them with water. Scientists use radiocarbon analysis of the plant material in the sample to establish that the deposit had not been thawed since between 45,839 or 47,769 years ago. You know, give or take.
Do you think we should be defrosting these things?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is this going to cause problems?
Yeah,
I have
who
a feeling
knows?
it's going to cause problems.
It kind of feels like they're going to... It's like, whatever these things had is also what killed the dinosaurs. I have no idea. We probably shouldn't even joke about it because there really could be a problem. I have no clue, but they're doing it. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Kylie Jenner is finally coming clean about having plastic surgery, admitting on Thursday's season finale of The Kardashians. Were you guys all watching? Were you? Me neither. Admitting that she underwent breast augmentation surgery at age 19.
Jeez.
The cosmetic mogul, who's now 25, has long denied going under the knife, but she came clean and said, yeah, I did it, so leave me alone. And amid Vanna White's fight for better pay at Wheel of Fortune, it seems that many fans are trying to get her replaced. Yeah, they want Pat Sajak's daughter Maggie instead of her. So there you go. I think that's interesting. By the way, Pat Sajak made $15 million a year, and she made $7.5 million, I believe, is what it says in here. So, and
okay, that's a lot of money to walk around in a dress and turn letters.
But I'm just saying, I think that's kind of weird that he made twice as much.
But he did all the work.
The people solving the puzzles kind of did all the work. All right, and Melissa Roxburgh is returning to NBC to guest star on Quantum Leap. The Manifest star will appear in season 2, which premieres October 4th. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A study finds that women feel most attractive at this age. Heidi, what age is it?
Was it after 40s? I can't remember what it was. Was it 50 years old?
No, 28.
Oh.
Yeah. You look so disappointed. You're like, I was looking forward to that.
No,
Sorry
I
for
thought
taking that away
didn't
from
we
you.
just read one not too long ago saying that women feel more confident in their bodies? And
probably a different study. We'll believe that one. We don't believe this
we
one.
just read that.
Although I
not
will
too
tell
long
you,
ago.
I was married to you when you were 28, and you were mighty attractive. But like a fine wine, you get more attractive with age.
Thank you.
Yeah. See, boys, that's how it's done. And while we continue to feel sorry for displaced cashiers every time we're forced to use a supermarket self-checkout, let's pause for a moment and think about what other service providers could be getting the boot soon. Like perhaps your friendly neighborhood bartender? Yeah.
Really?
Recently, self-service e-bars have been popping up at sporting and cultural events in England, replacing the need for anything but bare-bones bar staff. Spectators at Ashes at Old Trafford, a major cricket event, witnessed a wall of mobile vending machines pouring pints at the touch of a button. Each e-bar can pour 120 to 150 pints an hour, and the machines, which are designed to pour the perfect pint every time, also do not require a break the way human bartenders do.
Oh my gosh.
The e-bar founders are the ones that are saying all this stuff, by the way. They have plans to take their invention to the United States as well as other places in Europe. They insist that they are not trying to take away jobs from humans, but simply helping to ensure that anyone who wants a pint at a large-scale event can get one without standing in line too long. I see both sides of this. I've been at events where there's not just that, but food, everything, where the line is ridiculous. It takes an hour to get something.
Yeah, yep.
And that's not good. But I also don't like the idea of not having any people either. So there's got to be some sort of happy medium. I don't know what that is, but somebody should work on that. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Our guest, Nancy Buirski, is a documentary filmmaker. She's got a new film out now. It's called Desperate Souls, Dark City, and the Legend of Midnight Cowboy. Nancy, what was it that made you want to do this film?
Well, it's funny. What really drew me wasn't so much the behind-the-scenes making of Midnight Cowboy, but it was the moment that Midnight Cowboy was made in. It did occur to me that this was such a almost an organic outgrowth of what was going on in our culture. Politically and sociologically, there was this sense that things were changing and the world was kind of topsy-turvy, and we were questioning authority and all of that in the 60s. And Midnight Cowboy comes out, and it's unlike any movie you've ever seen before. It's realistic in a way that we hadn't seen, and in some ways subversive. It was putting on screen relationships that we hadn't seen before, and activities like hustling that, coming out of a proper studio like United Artists. This is just unusual in every way. And so I kind of wanted to, I was thinking, how did this all happen? And I have to say I was inspired by a terrific book written by Glenn Frankel called Shooting Midnight Cowboy. But again, my intention wasn't so much about the shooting of it as it was about the moment of it.
And one of the fascinating things about that particular movie, it's the only X-rated film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture. That was way back in 1969.
Well, and I think everybody knew even then that the X rating was kind of bogus, and it didn't last very long. The folks who made the movie actually requested it from the ratings board. They waited by psychologists that this was a gay-friendly film and that, vulnerable people might be impacted by it, affected by it, and who knows, and then everybody realized this was nonsense. And so the board came back to them, particularly as the film started doing so well, they came back to them and said, listen, we'll change the rating if you will change just one scene in the film. And they refused. John Schlesinger, the director, and Jerry Hellman, the producer, said, absolutely not. We're not changing anything. And they still changed the rating. And so the film today is an R-rated film.
I didn't realize that had changed. Now, this film was also kind of a nice little launching pad for some careers. Jon Voight, Dustin Hoffman. Think about what this film did for their careers.
Well, I would certainly say that about Jon Voight, because this was his first breakout film and really a fine moment for him as an actor. He was a serious actor, but he hadn't really had any serious roles, and he hadn't done his best. We make the point, and we show a little tidbit of him in I think it's Naked City, where he's not very good, and he will admit it. Dustin Hoffman, on the other hand, had just made The Graduate, and everybody was taking him quite seriously. What was most important to him is that he showed that he could do a character role like Ressa Rizzo, because he plays a kind of attractive kid in The Graduate. I wouldn't say a pretty boy, but close. And so he wanted to show he was a serious actor, and he did do that.
Again, the new documentary is called Desperate Souls, Dark City, and the Legend of Midnight Cowboy. Nancy, if I've never seen Midnight Cowboy, would this film make any sense to me at all?
I think you don't have to have seen it first, because we show enough clips and we talk enough about the story of Midnight Cowboy so that you can connect the dots. But I think you'll find it an even more enriching experience if you do see the film. Or, frankly, most of the people who've come to see our film hadn't seen Midnight Cowboy for many years.
Yeah.
They didn't necessarily go back and watch it again, but they enjoyed it being evoked in our film. So it all came back to them as they were watching our movie.
Thank you so much for putting your heart and soul into this. How long did you work on this particular project, Nancy?
I like to say it was the hardest movie I ever made and the easiest movie I ever made. It only took 2 years. There were only a couple of weeks worth of interviews being made, and then all of it happened in the edit, which was a lot of fun. I work with a terrific Anthony Rapoli, and we basically have a conversation. That's what this movie is. It's taking one idea and then moving to the next, and to the next, and to the next, and it was. I wouldn't say it was easy to do, but it was very enjoyable and a terrific challenge.
It looks great. Nancy, thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
The project is out right now. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Sweat does not stink. It's the bacteria on your skin that breaks the sweat down that causes the odor.
I think we've talked about that.
I probably
before.
have. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Sharks can live for 5 centuries. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are over 900 stone ring monuments in the British Isles. Stonehenge is just the most famous one.
Really?
Yeah, there's 900 others. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Too much nutmeg can kill you. So,
I did know that.
Be careful on that deal. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The pig is rated as the 4th most intelligent animal. Well, that's good to know. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The tongue of a blue whale is as long as an elephant. Just the tongue of a blue whale.
Wow.
That's how big they are. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Saudi Arabia imports their camels from Australia. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
you
weird
wouldn't think
to
of
even,
that,
yeah.
But that's the way
you
it
don't
works.
think of Australia for camels.
No, but that's where they get them. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. 26% of us say we want to avoid doing this over the summer. What is it? I don't.
Oh, gosh. I
wouldn't
know.
mind avoiding this for the rest of my life. Helping somebody move.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, we've been roped into that more than our fair share of
Well,
times.
we've moved ourselves
I
more
know.
than our... But we never ask anybody to help
yeah,
us.
we don't. Because I'm like, I don't want to help you, so please don't ask me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go into the last time I helped somebody. It was not great.
It
Mint
was
Mobile
not.
question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Bougie Broke is the latest financial trend sweeping the internet. What is Bougie Broke? Well, inflation is hitting everybody. Bougie Broke involves dispensing advice on how to live the high life on a small budget, but in a humorous way. TikToker Josh Jacobs posted a video last year saying, have you ever been broke but nobody believes you because you don't look like a broke person? The thing is, like, you're broke, but you're like bougie broke. The video went viral. People on TikTok started using the phrase bougie broke, and they're showcasing their own bougie while broke lifestyle. Some of the things, using peel and stick wallpaper to spruce up living spaces while renting. That way you don't lose your deposit.
Right.
Other ones, if you're hit by an urge to go furniture shopping, instead move your existing furniture around. It just means swapping decor instead of buying new stuff, and everything feels new. Fit a room with LED lighting and sensors to make it luxury on a budget. Another is a recent newspaper article suggesting serving budget champagne super cold and make your partner shop for things at discount stores to avoid being seen there yourself.
Oh, that's not very nice.
No, it's like, you go. I'm not going there. I'm going to park across the street. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Part 10 of things that look the same. People think they're the same, but they're not. Not necessarily look. Models and supermodels. The difference is how famous the person is.
Right.
If a model is known outside the fashion world, he or she is now a supermodel. Cindy
Right.
Crawford and Naomi Campbell, all these people are supermodels because they're models, but they're also famous, so they're supermodels.
Correct.
All right. Rabbit and hare. People think they're all the same, but they're different species. Hares have longer ears than rabbits, and they don't dig burrows. Hares are also less social, and their young can fend for themselves shortly after birth. Rabbits, completely different. I thought those were the same thing.
So did I.
Knitting and crocheting. For one, a knitting needle has a pointy end, while a crocheting needle has a hooked end. And when it comes to crocheting, you only use one single needle. For knitting, you can use as many needles as you want. So there you go, knitting and crocheting. Similar, but different. Part 10 of things that people think are the same, but they're not. It's the list.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from Mark Twain, who says, "The holy passion of friendship is of so sweet and steady and loyal and enduring a nature that it will last through a whole lifetime if not asked to lend money."
Okay, you've read that to me twice.
Well, here's what he's saying. He's saying a friendship will last forever as long as you don't borrow money.
Okay.
He just said it way more fancy and frilly than I did.
What on earth is
I
that?
asked her ahead of time, does this make sense? And she looked at me really funny. Then I read it on the air anyway.
Yeah, I said, you gotta read that to me again. I'm like, I don't get it,
This is
but
not,
whatever.
this is not clicking with me. All right, you can read it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way, courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Here's a headline. Firefighter risks his life to rescue a woman trapped in a treacherous floodwaters. This happened in Massachusetts. This guy, firefighter there, is being hailed as a hero, and he is. Deerfield Assistant Fire Chief Ben Clark just happened to be in the right place at the right time. He was out surveying some storm damage when the roadway suddenly gave way and a vehicle in front of him plummeted 15 feet straight down into an intermittent stream that had become a small river from the catastrophic back-to-back flash flooding events. Ben immediately called for assistance while he was gathering his own rescue equipment. The police and fire crew started coming out, but Ben made his way down immediately, rescued the trapped individual out of the vehicle in a very high-velocity small river. The water was flowing out of the vehicle's headlights. Ambulance arrived and took the woman to a medical center nearby. They did not release her name, but police said she is recovering well from the ordeal. The police department says, Ben, you are a true hero to this community. I agree with that.
Isn't it amazing that there are so many selfless people out there?
I think that's awesome. And I would hope that I would be one who runs to help instead of runs away, because, boy, I sure would like to do that. But I don't know if I would in a situation like that where you're going, I'm going to climb down 15 feet. You know, I would hope that I could be there to do it.
You would
but
think
boy.
that you're in the back of your mind, you're still thinking of your own family. Like, what if something happens to me? Now I'm leaving my family behind.
Well, this guy's
it takes
an
an absolute special person to
Yeah.
be able to just be that selfless. It's awesome. I love it.
And I'm glad that there are people like that. And like I said, I would hope that I would do that in the instance that it happens. I hope I would do that. But boy, I'm glad this guy did for sure. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. You can read that story if you'd like. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.